For going and going
and going and going and going and going.
When you need a break, we're here, helping you make sense of all the good and the going of the holidays. Happy holidays from all of us at ubnradio.com.
Hello. I'm used to my Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa opening. Welcome. Yes, you are tuning into the holiday, my favorite tunes version of Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. Every Tuesday, actually, naturally high noon, on this channel, and Thursday now on my NBC News radio show. KCAA AM 1050 and soon to be FM on 2 FM channels next year. I'm going to get bumped up into iHeartRadio next year. It's been an amazing 2.5 years on the air. I wanted to thank all of my listeners by offering them a karaoke sing-along today. And instead of playing other people's music, I thought I would come out of retirement as a lounge lizard. Yes, for those of you who didn't know, I actually put myself through grad school crooning to a bunch of people who would get drunk at a bar. But it's okay because it paid for my classes, and I am really, really happy because I love to sing, for those of you who aren't in the choir with me. And then I also thought I would bring a great, beautiful soloist who's with soloist in our choir and a new friend of mine, so that she would come and sing with me. So we're going to be singing for the next hour. Yay. If you want to call in and do a love shout out to anyone who will be tuning in, then please do call 323-284-7. Oops, different number. Oh, wait, this is a different studio. Thank you, John. I'm usually in Studio 1. I'm in Studio 2 today. Did you notice the beautiful background? So that number is 323-843-2826. That's 323-843-2826. So we're gonna start. Well, Stacy, hello. Oh, do we have applause on? Oh, yay! I'm known for my applause. Hello, darling.
Hello yourself, darling.
It's so beautiful.
As are you.
Thank you. Well, it takes beauty to see beauty. I learned that in Morocco. And we're just gonna start with one of my favorite holiday songs, and it is, which one are we singing? The Christmas song. Ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your toes,
Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos.
Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe will help to feed us all aglow.
Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow find it hard to sleep tonight.
They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and many goodies on his sleigh.
And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly.
And so I'm offering a simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92.
Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
And Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
You get to do the first shout out. Who would you like to
shout out my mom who's in the studio with me right now.
Hi, Mom.
All the way from D.C.
And I will shout out to my mom in Vancouver. And she's just recovering from a little case of shingles. So we hope you feel better, Mom. Love you. Yeah, and so I'm offering the simple phrase.
From kids from 1 to 92.
Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
To
Wow, not bad for no practicing.
completely improvisation.
I know. That's why I said it was karaoke, because we had no time to practice. We got to sing yesterday on Skid Row, and then we had reverse Christmas caroling where the people came to us.
Right.
So there was absolutely no time to rehearse, but I knew that you're the quintessential professional, that we would just like have fun, and hopefully you're singing along with us. If you've just tuned in, you are listening to my favorite tunes, something all the hosts get to do here at Universal Broadcasting Network. We're made to do it by our station manager and owner, Tony Sweet. And thank you, John, for being on the boards for me today. I'm trying to get John to actually sing with me, but he's a perfectionist singer. He's an amazing singer. But I wanted him to do the prayer. Maybe we can still get him to do it a little later. But Stacey, tell me about what you, let's see. Oh, I have a friend who has not an answering machine, but a questioning machine.
Oh, I love that.
And when you call her, it says, "Who are you? And what do you want?" So, who are you and what do you want?
I am a international recording artist and a board-certified music therapist, and many more things. But that is me in a nutshell. And what do I want? I want joy. I want joy for the whole world, and I want people to awaken to the joy and the creativity within them. And so, pretty much, my whole life is devoted to that purpose.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you're on a little journey soon.
Yes, I will be headed to Salvador da Bahia, which is in the country of Brazil. And this will be, I think, my
Tudo
fourth
bem.
time. Tudo bem. Tudo bem.
I got to go to Brazil in 2012. So it was absolutely
Did
phenomenal.
you like it?
It was amazing.
It's an amazing, incredible country. It is.
It is. Very, very colorful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They know all about joy.
Yes, they do.
Even in the
Yes, they
midst
do.
of great suffering, they
Yes.
have an incredible ability to access joy,
Yes.
to transcend suffering.
Yes.
Yes.
It does. Wonderful. And if you've just tuned in, you are listening to my favorite tunes, all according to Dr. Marissa. Also, honorably been called this last year the Asian Oprah. And I wanted to bring this to show off. It just came in the mail, so I think you can see that. This is Marie Claire China. And you recognize her?
Ooh.
I was so thrilled. They did an article, and I used to model. I don't know if you knew that. 8 years, so they say I'm going from model to role model. So they picked up the whole Asian Oprah thing, and I actually have more than one page.
That's
There's
fabulous.
2, and there's 3. That's my favorite one on the beach. Whoops.
Wow.
For those of you who know, I teach Tai Chi, Balanced Tai Chi Gong, and it's the most influential people in 2014, and this is their anniversary issue. And guess who I came before?
Who?
Stella McCartney.
Oh, wow.
And credit to Petra, who was the photographer, and Ricky Ronay, who was my stylist. And I asked them and the publisher not to Photoshop, because I really believe that, you know, loving ourselves exactly where we are, even if we're aging, is important. So I was very blessed and grateful to have that happen.
Beautiful. And
Thank
you look gorgeous.
you. Oh,
I mean,
thank
right here and in
you.
the photos. You're just
Aw, that's why you're here on the air with me.
gorgeous. She did not pay me to say that.
I know, right? Right?
Which is true.
For any of you wondering how come you're not in the studio, now you know why. No, no. If I could have, I would have had the whole 200 people choir with me. Hi, Agape Choir, International Choir. Hi, Ricky, choir boss. I actually invited her, but she has to prepare for our Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're in the Culver City area, please do join. Stacy and I will be there Christmas Eve. Are you going to be there?
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
Okay, she actually probably have a solo on there.
I
might, yeah.
You never know what happens.
And then a late cancel. We had invited Marianne Lewis, but I know she's watching. We love you, and she
Love you,
is
Marianne.
like, multitasking. So she's here in spirit. But yes. So the next song I'd like to do is actually one of my favorite Christmas songs. It's called the Grown Up Christmas List.
Childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now. Will you still help somehow? I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas wish. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start in time, would heal our hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. Oh, this is my grown-up Christmas list. As children, we believed the grandest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath the tree. Well, heaven surely knows that packages and bows would never heal our hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal our hearts. Ooh, everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. Oh, this is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called? The innocence of youth. Maybe ugly and a blind belief. Can we ever find the truth? No that wars would never start and time would heal hearts. Oh, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. Oh, this is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only childhood wish. This is my grown-up Christmas
Yes. I just love that song. Touches my heart because that truly is my Christmas wish, that wars would never start and that everyone would feel that they had a friend. And everybody does have a friend, and everybody is not alone. If you are feeling a little holiday blue, I am here to tell you that you are never alone. You will never be alone. That the friendly universe is always holding your hand. And as it said to me, that fated day, February 22nd, back in 2009, my first time at Agape, I felt a presence come behind me, kind of like Batman, you know, on Hollywood Boulevard with the platforms and the very large wings. And I just felt this energy behind me tap me on the shoulder and say, darling, I've just been waiting for you to turn around and dance with me. And I'll tell you, that moment was the moment where I knew that I was never alone, and I will never, ever be alone for the rest of my life. Even though my dad passed back in 2000 of lymphoma, and he was the one that I used to fall back into, you know, and when he went to the other side, it was a very tough time. And I know that holidays are tough times when you've lost someone, but just know that you are never alone. That the friendly use is always here. The universe is here to conspire for you, never against you. That all your needs are met. That you're here in this lifetime to ride a joyride. I have an addiction to joy, and I know you do too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And that was beautiful, by the way.
Oh,
we sounded just incredible.
Thank you.
Touched my heart as
Thank
well.
you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's your turn to sing.
Oh, it's my turn again? What are we
It's
singing
your
now?
turn to sing. Let's see. What's next on the list? I think it was... What was it, John? This Christmas.
Oh, I just love
this
this
is
song.
you. You, baby girl.
I
Let's
just
see if
love
I can
Donny
find
Hathaway,
it.
and I love this song. And
This Christmas.
Here's
Here
just
we
a
go.
minute.
Oh. Low.
hang on the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. Fireside blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Presents and cards are here, my world is filled with cheer and you this Christmas. And as I look around, your eyes outshine the town, they do. This Christmas, fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Yeah. Shake a hand, yeah. Solo.
Woo-hoo. Another Christmas shout out.
Oh, I want to shout out to my dad and my sisters and my brothers and my family. Just so grateful. This time of togetherness, and everybody's still here. Just filled with gratitude. Ooh, the fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Shake a hand, yeah. Have a very Merry Christmas, yeah. Shake a hand, shake a hand. Shake a hand, yeah. Shake a hand, yeah. Merry, Merry Christmas. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Yay! Whoop, whoop.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Oh, man, I love that song.
Yeah, I love your voice.
Thank you.
You have just this. Did you always know that you were going to sing?
I always dreamed to sing, but I was actually a rapper first.
Really?
Yes. In junior high, I was a rapper because I had this very unusually unique, distinct, which didn't feel unique and distinct then. It just felt strange. But deep voice for a young child. I mean, the ongoing joke is that in my crib, when my mother, had me, I was a baby in the crib, and when I cried, I said, "Wah."
Really?
That was my way.
Oh, Mama's nodding her head over there. That is so. That's so freaking funny.
So I've always had a deep voice.
Wow.
And so I dreamed of being a singer, but of course I grew up on singers who had bird-like voices, and so it wasn't a reality for me that I would ever be a singer.
Right.
So I started rapping, and I wrote rhymes, and I got along great with that for a while because rappers tend to have deeper voices.
Right.
So.
I love that. So lots of lessons in that, right? Mm-hmm. Every one of us, 7 billion on the planet, have a special gift. And it's not just artists who have gifts. Every single person has a gift. And instead of living our lives, this is what my show's about. If you've just tuned in, this is not Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, because that's usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. And it is, if you haven't noticed, it's Sunday. So this is the special edition that Tony makes us do every year. Mm-hmm. All the hosts at UBN have to do my favorite tunes. But instead of playing a bunch of my favorite tunes, I thought I would sing some of my favorite holiday tunes and invited my friend Stacy to come and sing hers as well. So that's, if you've tuned in, that's who it is. And if you have any shout outs that you would like to make to someone over this holiday, we're going to do, love songs on the coast, except love. This is love songs on my coast, but on ubnradio.com, Universal Broadcasting Network. Broadcasting out of the Sunset Gower Studios. Did you have fun finding the studio?
Oh, it was great. I used to live over here.
Did you?
Yeah,
oh.
when I first moved to LA, I lived in Hollywood for 6 months.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I love this studio, and it's funny because Newsroom, Dexter, Scandal, all tape out of the studio. But my show is no gossip, no scandal. No K words, no Kardashian talk. And we're not going to do that on my favorite tunes either. But we are here singing for you, karaoke style, our favorite holiday music, and as well doing a little love shout out. And if you want to call in, it is 323, and then John's going to give the rest of the number.
843-2826.
Yes, so if anybody wants to call in. And John, who would you like to give a love shout out to? John's running my boards today, and he's a beautiful voice, but we're still working on him doing the prayer with me. So do you want to try it? No. Okay. Well, then we're going to do Oh Holy Night. You want to try that? Okay. How about Mary, do you know? No? You don't want to do that one either? This one's easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's just do it.
Let's
Let's
do
just
Mary.
jump in.
Mary, or do you have Mary? Do you know? Mary, did you know? Yeah. Mary, did you know? Let's try that one. I've never done this myself, but it's a beautiful song.
I've heard it. You know who sings it? Doesn't CeeLo sing it?
Yes,
Oh,
I
CeeLo
believe
has an
so.
amazing version of
Yeah,
that song. Yes.
yeah. So I just thought, it is karaoke, so we're just no perfectionism. I'm a recovering perfectionist,
Oh, me
so this
too.
is a good exercise for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready?
3, 2,
Oops.
1.
Okay, let's see if we're... Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day walk on water? That your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod?
And when you kissed your little baby, you've kissed the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, Mary, did you know? The deaf will hear, the dead will live again. Lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know?
Your baby boy is Lord of all creation.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect lamb.
And the sleeping child you're holding is the great I am.
Ooh, Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know? Well, as I say, it was 88% perfect, right? It was definitely not perfect. We definitely did not rehearse that. That was the first time. I just found that song on Pandora.
Wow.
But we did good. According to your mom, we did good.
Oh, and my mom's over here. She loves that song.
It was
and
beautiful.
I've only heard it
Thank you,
once.
John.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
beautiful, especially for
thank you.
just improvising like that. I was very
honestly,
impressed.
right?
Yes.
So that is. I hope all of you have a New Year's resolution is to try something that you do not know this year. Please, whether it's on your bucket list or not. I don't have a bucket list, by the way. I have a bathtub list because the bucket ain't big enough.
That's what I'm talking about. love it.
But please, what's on your bathtub list that you want to do?
Well,
you're moving to freaking.
No, I'm not moving.
You're moving to Brazil, right?
I'm coming back. The plan is to come back.
Okay.
I mean, I'm very grateful because I've done a lot of things. I mean, on my list that I had, like I drove cross country with my dad a couple years ago when I moved here. That was big. I went to Giza and I went to Machu Picchu. Hiked Machu Picchu by myself.
Wow.
So most of my bucket list stuff is traveling stuff, you know. But there are I would like to learn how to scuba dive.
Oh,
you know,
I do that.
I would love to do that.
Saint
you know,
Martin, I got certified.
I would love to do that, and then but most of it is just really seeing the world. Like I really want to sing on stages all over the world, and I want to collaborate with indigenous musicians and create songs of healing and change. Like that's my bathtub.
I see that for you. I see that for you. I see that for
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it. You're just going to Brazil. Absolutely. That's amazing. And I commend you.
Thank you
for that, because it takes courage. I did that in 1990. I just up and moved to Brussels, Belgium.
Wow.
Because I didn't have a job, but I had done a little networking before I left, but I wanted to be in the middle of change because my doctorate in organizational psychology and change management was a specialty, and I just decided, well, I ain't married, I got no kids, and I'm just gonna go.
Right.
And it was like the best. Every year of my life is the best, but it was a wonderful 2 years there. Yeah. But I came back to California because the sun doesn't shine very brightly in Brussels. Yeah, it's a little gray. So I'm solar powered. I need the sun. So I'm so grateful to be back in California. Yes. And aren't we fortunate to be?
Absolutely.
Although wherever you are is home.
And you're both on an international stage right now.
And we are.
That's
yes.
true.
I have listeners in England, Ireland. Hi, Dr. Mary. In China. Thank you to Marie Claire, to the World Journal, to all of my Asian Heritage family now that just gave me the 2014 Asian Heritage Award, Best in Entrepreneurship.
Congratulations.
The Asian Women Entrepreneurs for giving me Business Person of the Year, Lotus Award. It's been an amazing year. I had an article in China Daily News. I have my daughters. Hi, Chloe May. Hi, Sarah Way. Your mommy loves you. You know they're not watching this, right? It's kind of embarrassing that their mom's on the air every week saying who knows what. But I do love them, and I love all of my friends and family in Seal Beach. And in Canada, I'm about to fly out to them on Christmas Day.
Wonderful.
So I get to see all my favorite aunts and uncles. And then to my Jewish side of the family, my great Aunt Golda's on the other side with my dad now, but my Aunt Ethel, my Aunt Penny, my Uncle Marty, my Uncle Moishi. I know I look Jewish.
Wow.
But yeah, so shout out, Happy Hanukkah to you too. And for anybody that's doing Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. And let me put the moose on the table for a second, because that's what I'm known for. If you're a person that gets really ticked off because we say Happy Holidays now instead of Merry Christmas, it's the same kind of people who get ticked off when we do things in other countries and they say, why don't you do something in America? We have people starving in our own backyard, and why are you helping? I did my peace trip in Africa and in Brazil. And so I would like us all, if possible, this next year, can we make it like not a fixed piece of pie? So just because we help here doesn't mean we can't help here. So if we all become not country citizens, but global citizens and planet patriots, so that we help everyone. So when we say Happy Holidays, it's not because we don't want to piss anybody off. It's because we want to include everything and everyone. It's not, we're not throwing Merry Christmas away. We're not throwing away that part of the value of the holiday, but we're including everyone and everyone else. So
I agree.
Had to throw that in there.
Yes.
I wasn't going to. This was just going to be a happy show. But there was a voice that said this was my chance to actually say that. So that's Dr. Marissa. Wonderful. And then I would like to actually play one of your songs.
Okay.
And so tell me about this song we're going to play.
Okay, so this song is called Where You Are, and it's actually what I call a call to action for everyone to, awaken to the authenticity, to the pureness that's within. But it's also a little bit of a soundtrack to, you know, at Agape, we have Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith, who's amazing,
my big brother.
And one of the things he says is that, you know, yes, we want to change, yes, we want to transform, but there's the fine print that goes along with that, which basically means your whole world's going to fall apart. So that can look a certain kind of way. It can look different kinds of ways. But it is the fine print, because we always talk about, oh, change, yes, transformation, yes. But guess what? It hurts.
Yeah.
And so this song is really, really about that. It's saying, look, let it fall away, because what's going to rise up is going to be so great beyond what you can possibly imagine.
Yes.
And so it's like, let it fall. And so the other thing about the song is that it's half English, half Portuguese.
Oh,
so the first verse is going to be in Portuguese. Yes, tudo bem. And the second part is in English. And so it's just, again, speaking to exactly what you said about us becoming global citizens.
Yes.
And bridging the gaps past language. And guess what? The planet is transforming, whether we like it or not.
Yes.
So it's
Thank
all about
goodness.
transforming with it, right? So that's what this song is. It's a call to action for that.
And you can actually dedicate that song to me. You know why? Because my Chinese name is Bei Nian Feng, and Feng is phoenix, rising from the ashes.
I love it.
And Nian is learned. So yes, I've had pain in my life. For those of you who think I've lived a charmed life, I think I've shared on the show before. You know, I came from a childhood. I was in the hospital from abuse as a 6-year-old. I had a very difficult divorce that cost me $485,000, but no one's counting. And I would not change either one of those events. I would not. If I went back, I wouldn't change either of those events, because in that fire, I was purified. In the pain, I was reborn again and again and again. And that's what life offers us. And life is not about pain. It has some pain. I love to say, you know, pain is mandatory. Suffering is optional. And when we're sitting and marinating in the holiday blues, that's a choice. So please choose to get out of your PJs and go out and have some holiday fun.
I co-sign that one.
And here is the beautiful Stacy singing
Where You Are.
Where You Are. Spumoni.
Thank you.
That was Stacey Ammon. If you just tuned in during that great song. What a great beat, too.
Thank you.
And you could feel the movement that you were talking about right where you are.
Yeah, it's produced by Shema Davis and additional keys by Quincy McCrary. And the great thing is that song is actually being redone right now. We're upgrading it a bit and just kind of, so it's going to be even more incredible than this one. But it's definitely very near and dear to my heart, and I'm excited about debuting it in Brazil, a country that I love.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, why did you fall in love with Brazil?
Oh, that is the question of my life. I mean, it depends on who you talk to. You talk to a metaphysicist, maybe say, oh, past lives. I don't know.
You just
there's a pull there. I mean, there's definitely the diasporic thing, with the fact that they had slaves and we had slaves, and so there's a whole connection. I believe ancestral connection that pulls me there. But it is a calling that I got to go there, and I didn't even go there thinking that I was going to sing or perform. I went there to quit the music business.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I had just been, I've been doing this for a really long time.
Right,
It gets exhausting.
Right.
And so when I was in New York City, I was moving to LA, and I just got this download, which is a more mainstream term now we're hearing, is a download to just go to Brazil. And I had been there once before, and I didn't know what I was walking into. It was like what you said with Brussels. I got on a plane, flew into the darkness, didn't know what was going to happen. The only directive I had was to learn the language. And so I went to school there. I learned the language, got pretty good at it. And then 2 months into it, this guy walks up to me at a cafe, and he starts speaking to me in Portuguese. And he's the one that put me on stage.
Wow.
And he didn't speak English.
Interesting.
So I had to learn
you
that
had
language.
to learn the
all
language.
I was told. That was the only directive I was given.
No
and from
accident.
there, it just became this beautiful thing where I was able to really, perform and share my voice, and share my music, and really get a lot of validation and celebration from them, which, it's not that there's anything wrong with the States, but, the music business is a little bit different here in terms of what the ears are listening to.
Absolutely.
And so it's about really being able, for me, it's always been about staying true to the message of inspiration and awakening, and just kind of being at the gates. So when the gates fly open and people are ready to hear it, then I'm there.
Yeah.
And so
good for you.
Yeah, it's a
good
beautiful
for
thing.
you. Following your dreams.
Following
the inspiration.
Walking through the fire.
That's
for
awesome.
Your dreams.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how do people find you?
Oh, you can find me at www.facebook.com/Stacey Ammon. That's STACIEAAMON. You can like me on that. And you can also find me on SoundCloud. Same thing. Just add a dash. Stacey-Ammon.
All right.
And you can hear that song on SoundCloud too.
That's great. Yeah. That's great.
And thank you, Dr. Payne. You're just the epitome of classiness, beauty, and sophistication and grace.
Oh, there you go. Another reason why she's on here.
And you see that? and it flows so quick, so I mean it. That was not scripted.
Well, yeah, that was not scripted. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. I'm really, honestly, the popularity of the show, for those of you who are tuning in because you're a friend of Stacey's and you don't know who I am, you're now a friend of mine. Come on Facebook and give me the finger. No, give me the thumbs up on Dr. Marissa, or my website is the number 4balance.org. And I have a show every week. It's called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa. It's a show about hope and happiness. And that's something I wanted to balance out the CNN, the constantly negative news that's always around, with some good things. What's right with people? And I've had some amazing people the last 2.5 years. Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith 3 times, and Don Miguel Ruiz, mega bestseller, The 4 Agreements, Edwin Gaines, who was just at Agape, Dr. Pat Allen, has been on Oprah 4 times, Rick O'Berry, who's saving the dolphins from being slaughtered in Taiji, Japan, Janine Roth, another mega bestseller, Women, Food, and God. I just had Dawn Wells, Marianne from Gilligan's Island, Fran Drescher, who came on and helped us reduce our risk of cancer, Leave It to Beaver. I'm leaving out Christine Devine, 16-time Emmy winner. I mean, it's all because I answered a call at 4:30 in the morning in my head that said radio, and that was 2.5 years ago, and everything is just beautifully unfolded because you know what my intentions were this year was, 1, to serve, And Oprah, I found out, has said that since she was a child, and that's why. And she says that's why she's successful, because she said, "How can I serve and use my gift, whatever it is, use my gift." And so it worked for her, so it's working for me too. And I'm just, how can I serve? And then I want to have fun. I really want to have fun. And, I get to race sailboats, and we had 2 series first this year. My kids and I were on a reality show, an Emmy-nominated reality show that was on a couple of weeks ago, CBS, Saturday morning, Recipe Rehab. Look up the listing. Nice. If you go online, you'll find our preview. I mean, it's a joyride, because I wake up every morning with an impending sense of good. And I don't look for worst case scenario. I look for best case scenario. And if it worked for me, it can work for you. So hopefully this year that's what it's going to be about. And while I'm on that, please, if you are a complainer, it's become our American pastime is complaining. You don't go anywhere without hearing people complaining. So 2.5 years ago, 42 months ago, because Edwene Gaines had been at Agape and inspired me to start the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. So if you haven't heard of it, you heard of it now. And we started with 40 people online, and we're now over 5,800. Oh my. And I got this brilliant, another flash to make it into an app. So I decided to finally use that crowd fundraising app called GoFundMe. So if you want to give me a Christmas present this year, at $5 is all, you get. You'll be one of the first to get the app. So we're going to have the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa on an app, so that all over the world, you try to make it 21 days in a row without complaining. And if you do, you get a pack of my motivational cards, 52 card pick me up, stacking the deck for life balance with Dr. Marissa. So please go to GoFundMe /HRAXLO, or just go to my website, 4balance.org, and I would appreciate that. And again, here's another moose on the table. If you're tired of people asking you for money, I used to be tired of people asking me for money, because it's like, money, it's hard to, money doesn't grow on trees, and, it's hard to get money. And that's BS. That's a belief system that's absolutely not true. The truth is, money is just an energy exchange. And so when I ask for money, it's asking, if you like what I do, if you like what I say, then support me by giving me the money to turn around and invest it and make something called an app, or make something called a book, or make something called a DVD, or make something called a motivational card pack for you to make CDs or your music. Right? So that you can share the inspirational music that you're supposed to do. Absolutely. That's what art is. That's what writing is. Everybody has a book in them. Everybody has a song in them. Everybody, some people are really good at engineering. That's a gift. Yeah. Some people are good at accounting. That's a gift. You use your gift to get the money, and then what do you do with the money? Sure, you can play with it and go travel with it, and we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to have fun on this thing called life. We're supposed to have our dreams come true. We're supposed to aspire. We're supposed to have what Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith calls IDD, intention deficit disorder. We don't dream anymore. We're supposed to have intentions. So this New Year's, make a resolution. Don't call it a resolution. Call it an intention. What do you intend to have happen this next year? Let's start with you. What would you like to intend?
I mean, I love what you just said. I mean, my intention is to create prosperity and not be ashamed of it, because guess what? There's a value to what it is that I provide, whether I'm doing music therapy workshops or working in a hospital doing music therapy bedside with children, or like you said, printing a CD or doing a show.
Yes.
It's about the self-worth of knowing that I'm worthy to be enjoyed, to be happy, and that guess what? I can walk into a field of roses and there's the proof that the universe is abundant.
Yes.
And there's no difference between me and all of those roses proliferating all over the place.
That's right.
And so so my intention is to stop the game, to stop the separation game. For me to stop believing that I am somehow different than that big bundle bouquets of roses that sprout effortlessly out of off the planet, and that there's no limitation, there's no lack.
Teach.
And to be in service to humanity.
Yes.
Which is what gives me the most joy, is to be in service. I live for that.
Yes. Ralph Waldo Emerson, to know the success is to laugh and laugh often, to know that one child has breathed easier because you have lived, that is success. And that's the way that I live. And it looks like we're getting the sign for time, but we're going to leave with one last holiday song, which is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, of course. It's one of my favorite songs. Thank you so much for joining us today on My Favorite Tunes, UBN Radio, out of the Sunset Gower Studios. Thank you for joining. Stacey Ammon, thank you so much for coming. We're going to go out with this song. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all of my listeners for making my show this most amazing year ever. My YouTube views, when I first started my YouTube channel 3 years ago, I had 100 views the first year. I had 300 views last year. This year we are at 19,500 and I don't know, 80 something this morning. So that is, it's not me. It's you, because you want to hear good news and hope and happiness, and it's all you. I am your cheerleader for a happy life 88% of the time. This is Dr. Marissa signing out. Peace in, peace out with Stacey Ammon, and we're going to sing out with Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Love you.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light.
From now on, our troubles will be out of sight.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay.
From now on, our troubles will be far away. Here we are, as in golden days, happy golden days of your life.
Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more.
Through the years we all will be together.
If the fates allow,
Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Happy holidays to everybody at Agape. That's where I get my Positive Roots watered.
faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more.
Through the years, we all will be together.
If the fates allow,
Hang a shining star upon the highest bough. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
and have yourself a merry little Christmas.
This yard is fantastic to work for.